So the first thing that people often say to me is, oh, I don't have core, or I don't know how to find it. So the first thing that we're going to do is establish that you do have a core, because if you didn't, your insides would probably fall out. And then we're going to talk about how to brace it and engage it so that you're not suffering all the time and you feel a bit more capable in your sport. First thing we're going to do is come down onto our back, and we're going to use the floor to help give us feedback. There are a couple of ways to do this. I've opted for this way today. I'm on my back, I've got my knees bent, I can feel my feet on the floor, I can feel the back of my hips, the very tip of my spine maybe, or back of my pelvis is on the floor. I've then got a little lightening or softening as my spine naturally curves. And then I can feel my shoulder blades on the floor as well here. And I'm just going to keep that nice and neutral position. I'm going to find the front of my hips here, the bony part, the knobbly part, we've all got them, so have a feel around and see if you can feel them. And then I'm going to come up, off them slightly, and in. And I'm just going to tuck my fingers up towards my ribs. I'm not feeling my ribs at all, I'm just pushing just gently up and back towards my stomach. And from there, I just want you to do a little cough. And as you did that, you probably felt a reaction on the tips of your fingers from inside your tummy. That's your core muscles. So now we need to find those voluntarily. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to breathe in, and I'm going to push my stomach, almost widening it and expanding it into my fingers. And you can see that I'm still breathing. I'm still talking to you. So I've stiffened here, and I'm still able, through my lungs, above the diaphragm, I'm still able to breathe. And we're going to talk about that in a second, how you're able to do that. So relax that again and just practice doing that. Little inhale, maybe half a breath, and then stiffen. You might feel that the position of your back changes and you can feel the floor slightly more intensely. That's fine, that's okay. And you might feel, if you're wearing tighter clothing, you might become more aware of it around your waist. That's good, that means it's working. And if you've got your fingers on your stomach, you should feel some sort of reaction against your fingers as your stomach muscles and your core muscles switch on. So that's all the sort of superficial. The core is actually a cylinder around your body, but it's also got a bottom and a top as well. And what we want to do is create stiffness in that cylinder. We want to seal that stiffness. So the top of the cylinder, if we think about, is our diaphragm muscle, our breathing muscle, that forms like the lid. And then our pelvic floor muscles, and we all have them, men and women, we all have them, they form the bottom of the cylinder. So we've got this surrounding part, which is the part that we're probably most familiar with, your abdominals, your oblique muscles, I'd say your lats as well, and the musculature around, all the way around your middle. That's really obvious that that's our core, but the bottom and the top is also really important. So let's start by sealing off the bottom. So I'm going to squeeze my muscles like I'm trying to hold everything in, like I need the loo, and I'm trying to just hold it in and squeeze it in gently. It doesn't have to be hard or aggressive, just squeeze it in gently. I'm also going to tighten my glutes slightly, so I'm going to squeeze my butt cheeks together. And it shouldn't be a maximum effort, you should just be able to switch these on and then relax them off again. On and off, just do that a couple of times. On, like holding a wee and squeezing your glutes together, and off, okay? So that's there are without doubt much more detailed ways to go into bracing and finding your pelvic floor. That's not my speciality, but you can seal off the bottom of the cylinder. Okay, next up is the diaphragm, and we already touched on that by doing that kind of half inhale. So pop your fingers just on your ribs, lower rib cage here, and take a breath, and you should feel things expand. That's your diaphragm. And again, relax that. Let it expand and relax. All right, so now we're going to combine squeezing the bottom, the pelvic floor, half inhale, sealing the top, and bracing around the middle, like we're having a little cough. So it might take a little bit of practice to coordinate this, but I want you to squeeze your glutes, hold in a wee. I want you to do a half inhale and stiffen that stomach. And you should suddenly feel quite powerful and strong through this cylinder. If somebody was to drop something on you or charge at you, tap you, you would feel ready. You're not going to move or roll around. And release and relax that. Let's do that again. Squeeze, inhale, brace. And you should feel quite strong here. You might also feel the floor a little bit more through your back. That's okay if that position changes. And relax. And let's just do that again. Switch it on. And switch it off. Really nice. So that's finding that cylinder and making sure there aren't any leaks within it. Or just making sure everything is really contained. Okay, next up, really great exercise to strengthen and really dig into finding that core. So to start with, I'm going to tuck my tailbone under. I'm going to tilt my pelvis. So I've flattened my spine against the floor here. I'm going to lift one leg up at a time into what we call a tabletop position. I'm going to make sure that my heels are underneath my knees. I'm not like this. Okay, I'm nice and parallel, and my toes are slightly pointing up towards the ceiling, so I'm nice and active here. I'm already starting to feel that I'm using my core muscles. All right, so I've got that situation going on. I'm then going to place my hands on my thighs, over my knees, nice straight arms. And what I'm going to do is create that tension through my stomach. So I've sealed off the bottom, I've inhaled, sealed off the top, and now I'm going to try and pull my knees up towards my chest, but my arms are going to stop them. And I'm really going to create tension through the middle here. Just hold it for 3, 2, 1, and release. One leg down at a time. Lovely. Did you feel that? Did you feel that reaction in there? Let's do it again. One leg up at a time. And 3, 2, 1, brace. Pull those knees up into your hands, push your knees away with your arms as hard as you can. Resist, resist. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Lovely. And that's us finding our strength through our core. So next time you're doing a Pilates class or a yoga class, you're out for a walk, you're climbing up a hill, you're doing some step-ups, see if you can find that stiffness and resistance through your midsection. And see how you get on with it, see if it makes a difference. Good luck, let me know how you go.